Imagine a world where flat earthers take over NASA and instead of paying any attention to anything that they see there in the building or any of the works that they've done, they update the NASA website to say that the moon landings were faked and that the Earth is flat like a pancake. Or what about a world where climate change deniers take over the EPA and rewrite their website to say that global warming is a hoax invented by scientists to get more funding or whatever? Or what about a world where anti-vaxxers hijack the CDC's website and change decades of clear scientific messaging about vaccines to suggest that they might cause autism after all? Well, that last one just happened. Hey friends, I'm Mike, a late identified autistic adult, and today we're talking about the very literal burning of the Library of Alexandria. Because back in ancient Egypt, there was a library, actually the largest library in the ancient world, and it housed probably hundreds of thousands of scrolls containing the accumulated knowledge of human civilization. When it burned down, whether by accident, conquest, or deliberate destruction, humanity lost irreplaceable knowledge, medical texts, scientific discoveries, philosophical works, all gone. But here's the thing about burning a library. At least everyone knows that you've done it. The smoke, the flames, the obvious devastation. It's usually obvious who's done it. But as we've all been distracted by Richard Tice and his very silly Doge department proposals and calling ear defenders insane, over in America on Wednesday, something else was happening at the CDC. They didn't just burn their library of vaccine safety research, they quietly just rewrote it to say that the books might not exist or that they say the opposite of what they actually say. The CDC's Autism and Vaccines webpage, and that's the one that's been telling parents for decades that vaccines don't cause autism, and was based on overwhelmingly strong, good scientific evidence that we've used on this channel, well, it was changed. And it wasn't changed to reflect new research and new understanding. It was changed to suggest rather explicitly that maybe, just maybe, all of the studies, everything we know, saying the vaccines don't cause autism, might have missed something. The new wording is the claim that vaccines do not cause autism is not an evidence-based claim because studies have not ruled out the possibility that infant vaccines could lead to autism. That's what they say now. And who ordered the rewrite? RFK Jr. himself. He admitted this to the New York Times on Friday. This is the same RFK Jr. who's keynoted conferences with Andrew Wakefield, the disgraced former doctor who authored a famous fraudulent paper with made-up, fabricated data, trying desperately to link vaccines to autism, conveniently manufacturing evidence in order to support claims, so that they could then use that paper as evidence in court to sue for vaccine injury. And this isn't like bureaucratic drift, because government websites get things wrong all the time. It's not bureaucratic drift, it is deliberate. It's not accidental. In fact, the header still says the vaccines do not cause autism, but there's a new asterisk. And the footnote explains that this sentence only remains on the website due to a Senate agreement with Senator Bill Cassidy, a fellow Republican, a physician too, but also, most importantly, with an intact brain. The rest of the page is just S-tier gaslighting. You know it's bad when even Alison Singer comes out to say, the idea that vaccines cause autism is not only scientifically false, it's also profoundly stigmatizing to autistic people and their families. It frames autism as being caused by parental action, as if autism is a preventable injury. I couldn't have said it better. This is a scientific problem, and it is an ethical problem. And I made a whole video, actually more than one video, about this over the year, and in fact last year too. And if you want more detail on the story so far, there is even a time-ordered playlist, which is linked at the end of this video. The claims that studies suggesting a link between autism and childhood vaccines have been ignored, that claim, it is so unbelievably maddening. It is literally a lie. They are outright lying now. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt in the past, but now it's not lawyers doing lawyery things, politicians doing politician things. It's just lying. Straight up gaslighting. On one side of the scales, you have independent researchers who have worked tirelessly over decades to demonstrate their hypotheses and ideas, and other researchers actively trying to attempt to disprove them. And this has been going on, like I say, for many years, looking at millions of cases across different cultures and controlling for confounding variables. And on the other side, you've got proven fraudsters and grifters like Andrew Wakefield and David and Mark Gear, writing with the veracity of a chihuahua barking from a purse. It's just loud, entirely meaningless, but annoyingly persistent. This isn't ignored research. It's actually a very active area of research by both sides, actual scientists on one side and retired men with axes to grind on the other. They're not even active researchers, they're just professional grievance mongers. And the issue now is that the discredited research, which is actually just aggressive rantings on WordPress blogs, yes, really, these are being resurrected in place, and American taxpayers are funding it all. It's not just wrong, it's expensively wrong. On top of all of this pile, you've got someone like RFK Jr., who has made a great deal of money and celebrity from selling snake oil and making falsified claims that only stick because hordes of his people, his fans, his audience believe his anti-establishment lines. Why? He is the establishment now.